1 year ago, we packed up our tiny flat in London, our 2 small kids and our doggy, and moved to the south of France. No job waiting, not much French at all, and honestly, a very blurry idea of what life here would actually feel like. We lived through the honeymoon phase, the what have we done phase, the paperwork phase, and everything else between. And now, after a year, I finally feel ready to answer the question so many of you ask. Was moving to France actually worth it? So, here is the honest answer, not the postcard version. Bonjour! I'm Gabi and welcome back to Simple Life in the south of France. If you are new here, we left London a little over a year ago to try to build a slower, more connected life here in the Languedoc region of France. Today, I want to take you through what our first year here actually looked like. The beautiful parts, the hard parts, and the surprises we never see coming. Before France, life felt heavy. 2 little kids, constant rushing, always feeling behind. And this sense that life was slipping past us between work schedules, chores and busy weekends. We didn't move for an adventure, we moved for breathing room. Space, nature, time as a family, a childhood shaped by connections, not traffic. I still remember standing in our empty flat in London the night before we moved, thinking, are we really doing this? Maybe you had the same feeling before, the feeling that life shouldn't be so rushed. France felt like a place where that kind of life still existed, even if we came with more hope than certainty. We had no job waiting and our French was very, very basic. But we thought, if we don't do this while the kids are small, we never will. So we packed up everything we owned and we moved. The first few months were beautiful, but also really, really hard. Everyday life was stunning. Vineyards, rivers, beaches, little stone villages. We spent so much time outdoors with the kids, and that part felt magical. But adjusting, not so magical. We felt lonely at times. We didn't understand how anything worked, so even simple things like posting a letter or returning a parcel suddenly felt complicated. And childcare. Childcare took 6 months to sort out. 6 months. And during that time, we had no other option but to get our son into an expensive private nursery. I still find it unbelievable that it takes 6 months to organize the paperwork just to get a place for your child at a childminder. And of course, that led us straight to paperwork. French bureaucracy is insane. Everything takes ages, and you are often asked to send the same documents again and again. Registering our car took months because we didn't get a stamp at the border. Please do not make that mistake if you are moving here. It will save you a lot of stress and potentially a lot of money too. There were evenings when the village felt so quiet it almost echoed. And when you don't speak the language well, even a tiny conversation can feel like climbing a mountain. Finding remote work from France was way harder than we thought, even though we were looking outside of France. And I remember there was this moment when I was sitting on a sofa and I was thinking, did we make a huge mistake? If you have ever moved abroad, you probably understand this part. The transition is emotionally heavy. But at the same time, we were falling in love with the landscape and with the new life we were able to give to our children. It was a strange, confusing mix. But slowly, and very slowly, things began to settle. We managed to sort out some paperwork, we got a little childcare, and our daughter settled into maternelle beautifully, despite the fact that she spoke zero French. And we were incredibly lucky with one thing. Someone I met through Facebook before we moved helped us find a house to rent, and this person became one of our closest friends here. That one connection changed everything. She became our go-to person for every questions, every worry, every little thing we didn't understand yet. And she was someone I could genuinely talk to about life, kids, frustrations, all of it. I honestly feel that without her, our move would have been 1,000 times harder. Slowly, our days stopped feeling rushed, and we began to breathe again, and we realized one very important thing, that France didn't change us. We changed. We slowed down, we noticed more. We finally started living the way we always wanted to, but never had space for before. There is so much we loved about this year. Our daughter, now 4, speaks English fluently, conversational French, and understands Hungarian. And she started school here when she was 3 years old. And despite the fact that she spoke zero French, she loved it from day one. Our little boy was only 1 year old when we moved, so for him this was normal life. He's in our nursery and he's thriving. And giving a chance to our children to grow up speaking 3 languages is priceless. We explored so many beautiful places: beaches, hikes, rivers, villages, towns. There is something magical about hearing the children laugh outside while the church bell rings in the distance, or walking home from school with a smell of wood burners in the air. But life here isn't perfect either. Making friends takes time. And I'm so incredibly grateful for the one connection we made so early on, because that one true friendship made a really big difference in our life. But making more friendships, especially with local people, comes very slowly. Work has been harder than expected. Remote opportunities available from France are fewer than we realized, and building a stable income has taken much longer than we hoped. So yes, we used way more saving than we planned. That part hurts, and it was a real source of stress this year. And then there are the cultural rhythms we are still adjusting to. The long lunches, everything closed between 12 and 2, and of course, the entire month of August stopping. This year taught us a lot about patience and resilience, about letting go of control and learning to trust the process a little more. So moving to France doesn't solve your problems. It just gives them a different backdrop. A quieter one, yes, but still very real. And then there are moments that remind us why we came. The kids and our doggy running through vineyards at sunset. Going to the beach after school just because we can. Hearing church bells instead of sirens. Seeing the mountains covered in snow from the motorway. They are not dramatic moments, they are quiet ones. But they changed the rhythm of our life. This is what we were searching for long before we knew how to name it. So the big question, was moving to France actually worth it? If you are expecting a perfect life, then no, France won't give you that. No country will. But if you are looking for a life that is more calmer, more connected, and more grounded, then yes, 1,000 times yes. It wasn't the easiest decision we ever made, but it might be the best one. And whether we stay here long term, well, that part is still an open question. I really hope yes, but like everything else this year, we're taking it one step at a time. If you are interested to move to France, I really hope this helped you to see the real version and not just the Instagram version. And thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more of our life here, these videos go deeper. I will leave them on the screen for you. And if you enjoy honest, quiet videos about everyday life here in the south of France, I would love to have you here. Merci for watching, and see you in the next one. Au revoir!